It, also known as It, Part 1 The Losers Club and 2, is an upcoming American horror film based on Stephen King's 1986 novel of the same name. Produced by New Line Cinema, KatzSmith Productions, Lynn Pictures, and Vertigo Entertainment, and distributed by Warner Brothers, it is intended to be the first installment in a planned duology. The novel was previously adapted into a 1990 miniseries. The film tells the story of 7 children in Derry, Maine, who are terrorized by the eponymous being, only to face their own personal demons in the process. The film is directed by Andrés Muschietti and written by Chase Palmer, Cary Fukunaga, and Gary Dauberman. Jaeden Lieberher and Bill Skarsgård star as Bill Denbrough and Pennywise the Dancing Clown, respectively, with Jeremy Ray Taylor, Sophia Lillis, Finn Wolfhard, Wyatt Oleff, Chosen Jacobs, Jack Dylan Grazer, Nicholas Hamilton, and Jackson Robert Scott all in supporting roles. Principal photography began in Toronto on June 27, 2016, and ended on September 21, 2016. The film also shot around Port Hope, Oshawa, Ontario and Riverdale, Toronto. It is scheduled to be released in the United States on September 8, 2017. In Derry, Maine in the summer of 1989, a group of outcast preteens known as the Losers Club fight against an immortal, shape-shifting entity responsible for the disappearance of dozens of children in their town, and are forced to confront their own personal demons in the process. Jaeden Lieberher as Bill Denbrough, the leader of the Losers Club, who vows to get revenge on the monster for the death of his young brother, Georgie, with the help of his friends. Denbrough losing his brother makes the battle against it a more personal crusade for him than any of the others. That and his stutter is what binds him to the group and transforms him into Big Bill, the leader. 36 On the character of Denbrough, Muschietti spoke of him knowing a situation of despair, on top of the terror of it and the fear of heights, to which he stated, "Bill is like a ghost in his own home, nobody sees him because his parents can't get over Georgie's death." Ty Simpkins was considered for the role in Cary Fukunaga's production. Bill Skarsgård as It/Pennywise the Dancing Clown/Bob Gray and 3. An ancient, trans-dimensional evil that awakens every 3 decades. Will Poulter was previously cast in the role but was forced to drop out due to scheduling conflicts, with Poulter stating, "I was when Mr. Fukunaga was directing, but the circumstances at New Line are such that a new director's attached now." Poulter continued, "I think, with all due respect to him of course, I was selected by Cary and subscribed to Cary's vision for the movie, and so I haven't had a chance to connect with that new director." Mark Rylance, Ben Mendelsohn, Kirk Acevedo, Richard Armitage, Hugo Weaving and Tilda Swinton were considered for the role, with Mendelsohn passing on the project, as New Line wanted him to take a sizable pay cut. On June 3, 2016, The Independent officially reported, after final negotiations took place, that Muschietti had chosen actor Bill Skarsgård to portray the character. On portraying Pennywise, Skarsgård stated, "It's such an extreme character. Inhumane, it's beyond even a sociopath, because he's not even human. He's not even a clown. I'm playing just one of the beings it creates." Skarsgård described the character further, saying, "It truly enjoys the shape of the clown Pennywise, and enjoys the game and the hunt." He also commented, "What's funny to this evil entity might not be funny to everyone else. But he thinks it's funny." On Pennywise's design, Skarsgård stated, "It's important that we do something fresh and original for this one. It's purposely not going toward that weird, greasy look." He also commented on being compared to Tim Curry, stating that, "Curry's performance was truly great, but it's important for me to do something different because of that. I'll never be able to make a Tim Curry performance as good as Tim Curry." Skarsgård also elaborated on his age, stating, "There's a childishness to the character, because he's so closely linked to the kids. The clown is the manifestation of children's imaginations, so there's something childlike about that." Producer Dan Lin spoke of Skarsgård's physical attributes, "His build is really interesting. He's really tall and lanky, and feels a little clown-like in his movement. When he came in we had a lot of different actors read, and when he came in he had a different spin on the character that got us really excited. Lynn concluded by contrasting the character with that of Heath Ledger's Joker. You've had Ledger doing almost a clown Joker, you've seen obviously Tim Curry as a clown. We wanted someone who created a Pennywise character that would stand on its own, and Bill came in and created this character that frankly freaked us out. Muschietti spoke of Skarsgård's Pennywise as one not to lurk in the shadows, to which he remarked, Pennywise shows up, he's front and center, and he does his show. He has an act, so it's weird all the time, and every little thing implies a further threat. Muschietti also spoke of wanting to make the sense of dread that grows in Derry part of the dread of Pennywise, to which he stated, he's not just a character that can shapeshift, his influence is all around. The anticipation of him is almost scarier than the actual Pennywise scares. On selecting Skarsgård to portray Pennywise, Muschietti wanted to stay true to the essence of the character, and Skarsgård caught his attention. The character has a childish and sweet demeanor, but there's something very off about him. Bill has that balance in him. He can be sweet and cute, but he can be pretty disturbing. Jeremy Ray Taylor as Ben Hanscom. Hanscom being overweight earns his place in the Losers Club, but like all of the losers, there are underlying facets that define him far more than his weight. On the character of Hanscom, Muschietti spoke of him knowing a situation of despair, on top of the terror of it and the fear of heights, to which he stated, Ben is bullied at school. Sophia Lillis as Beverly Marsh. The only female member of the Losers Club, who forms a strong bond with Ben Hanscom. Beverly's losership wasn't defined by the fact she was abused but by her poverty. On the character of Marsh, Muschietti spoke of her knowing a situation of despair, on top of the terror of it and the fear of heights, to which he stated, Beverly's case is of course the worst, because it's about sexual abuse on a minor. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Lillis spoke of Muschietti not wanting her and her co-stars to spend too much time with Skarsgård. We actually weren't allowed to see him until our scenes, because we wanted the horror to be real. On Skarsgård's appearance as Pennywise, she recalled, everyone had different reactions, but all of us were like, wow, what did we get ourselves into? One look at him, and, you know, he's a really scary clown that wants to kill us. I was a little bit shocked. On her connection with her fellow co-stars, she noted that the closeness of the friendships formed allowed Lillis connect with her own character. I relate to Beverly the way she deals with her emotions, and the way she was around the losers. I felt that way around the actual actors. Finn Wolfhard as Richie Tozier. The bespectacled best friend of Bill Denbrough, also known as Trash Mouth Tozier due to his foul language and loud mouth that often got him into trouble. Wolfhard shared the first image of the Losers Club on his Instagram account, with the photo captioned as The Losers Club Take Toronto, showing the cast of actors who will be playing the protagonists of the piece. Wolfhard was the only actor cast in both this and Fukunaga's version. On the character of Tozier, Muschietti spoke of him knowing a situation of despair, on top of the terror of it and the fear of heights, to which he stated, we don't know much about Richie's personality, because he's the big mouth of the group. But we suppose he's also neglected at home, and he's the clown of the band because he needs attention. Wyatt Oleff as Stanley Uris. A Jewish germaphobe with a stronger belief in the pragmatic Who's Bird book and his calling of the birds is the only magic he really allows himself to believe in. 36 On the character of Uris, Muschietti spoke of him knowing a situation of despair, on top of the terror of it and the fear of heights, to which he also stated, long story short, there's all sorts of difficult situations, and we had the chance to tell them in a movie that faces directly those conflicts. The families of the young actors were very open-minded, so we could tell about subjects that are normally very touchy. Chosen Jacobs as Mike Hanlon. An African-American autodidact of history, who relays the incidents of Derry's past to his friends, the fire at the Black Spot, the Bradley Gang shootout, and the mass murder at the Silver Dollar. Living with his grandfather Leroy, Mike was orphaned at a young age, due to his parents' death in a fire. On the character of Hanlon, Muschietti spoke of him knowing a situation of despair, on top of the terror of it and the fear of heights, to which he also stated, "Long story short, there's all sorts of difficult situations, and we had the chance to tell them in a movie that faces directly those conflicts." The families of the young actors were very open-minded, so we could tell about subjects that are normally very touchy. On the experience of shooting Muschietti's piece, Jacob spoke of the experience as, "My favorite summer of my 16 long years on Earth." Jack Dylan Grazer as Eddie Kaspbrak. Kaspbrak is the epitome of the hypochondriac, overly exaggerated by the immense amount of objects in his medicine cabinet, a sickly boy who only feels truly well when he is with his friends. On the character of Kaspbrak, Muschietti spoke of him knowing a situation of despair, on top of the terror of it and the fear of heights, to which he also stated, "Long story short, there's all sorts of difficult situations, and we had the chance to tell them in a movie that faces directly those conflicts." The families of the young actors were very open-minded, so we could tell about subjects that are normally very touchy. Grazer spoke of his appreciation of films such as Lethal Weapon 2, 1989, and Batman, 1989, that gave him insight on how he could improvise or reuse those things as references to the time period. Nicholas Hamilton as Henry Bowers. A young sociopath who leads the Bowers Gang, a gang of high school thugs, and terrorizes the Losers Club. Hamilton prepared for the role by studying Jared Blanchard's portrayal of the character in it, 1990, and in Hamilton's words, "Watched all the bits of my original character for research." Hamilton added, "Through the character of Bowers, that there's stuff that I have to do that is really creepy, and the opportunity to help share my psychotic side has been really fun." Additionally, Hamilton stated, "I recently did a scene where I was working with Jeremy Ray Taylor. I had to terrorize the hell out of him and get right in his face." Jackson Robert Scott as George Denbrough. The innocent, energetic 7-year-old brother of Bill Denbrough. His disappearance at the hands of Pennywise results in the next summer's events. Additionally, Owen Teague is introduced as Patrick Hochstetter, a psychopath who keeps a refrigerator full of animals that he has killed. Logan Thompson appears as Victor Vic Chris, the inseparable friend of Henry Bowers. Jake Sim appears as Reginald Belch Huggins, the biggest, strongest and clumsiest member of the Bowers gang. Javier Botet appears as the leper, a rotting homeless man that encounters Eddie Kaspbrak under the porch of the house on 29 Neobolt Street. Tatum Lee appears as Judith, one of its horrifying creations. Stephen Williams appears as Leroy Hanlon, the supportive grandfather of Mike Hanlon who runs a nearby abattoir. Stephen Bogaert appears as Alvin Marsh, the abusive father of Beverly Marsh. Jeffrey Poundset appears as Zach Denbrough, the father of Bill and George Denbrough. Pip Dwyer appears as Sharon Denbrough, the caring and loving mother of Bill and George Denbrough. 86 Ari Cohen appears as Rabbi Uris, Stanley Uris' father and mentor in the Jewish religion. Stuart Hughes appears as Oscar Butch Bowers, a racist and abusive officer of the Derry Police Department who is the father of Henry Bowers. Butch has a strong dislike towards the Hanlon family, especially Leroy. Megan Charpentier appears as Greta Bowie, a snobby and stuck-up student in Mrs. Douglas' class and a classmate of the Losers Club at Derry Middle School, who lives in the richer parts of Derry.